Hello, welcome to this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Tuesday, January 27th, NBA and college basketball. The good thing about Tuesdays, folks, is it's full of basketball. A lot of college games. Tuesdays, Wednesdays especially seem to be the two big days during the week. For a lot of action for us. So glad to be back a couple days in a row here. And appreciate all of you that have hung with us as we've been going through a few health issues. So appreciate everybody that continues to watch the show. All of our episodes here on YouTube brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. There is a 7-day free trial in the comments section YouTube channel page. So make sure you check that out. You get a lot of great info at Outlier. Or join the private Discord channel. You get all of our bets early, get our unit sizes, get bonus material. In fact, we'll have some golf. We had some USC stuff we don't put out for the public. Formula One is not too far away either, but a lot of action. If you like action, the Discord is where the channel is. Join a couple hundred plus members that love doing the same thing you do, sports wagering. All right, let's get started. By the way, just a quick note. What the hell is going on in the NBA right at the moment? It has been, yesterday, to be really honest, I know they've had some scheduling conflicts, but the Hornets beat the 76ers by almost 40. That was crazy. Crazy. And then the Golden State puts up a whopping 83 points as they decide to sit everybody besides all their injuries. But man, oh man, has the NBA just been a little topsy-turvy. So a little suggestion here for everybody, and I'm never going to tell everybody not to wager, but be very specific when you're looking at a lot of things in the NBA because it has just been nuts. Going back and forth, there's been some big swings, a lot of under props, by the way. So make sure you keep your eye out for those, but try to focus in on just one or two players, maybe, and kind of finagle some plays around. But it has been nuts in the NBA. So keep that in mind as we're going through all the plays we're going to play, which is obviously a boatload because we are a major action channel. But for all of you out there, I understand, bankrolls are not huge for everybody. So make sure you're very concise when it comes to NBA plays on that one. It's just been some crazy games, to put it to you that way. All right, let's get started as we got college basketball coming out our ears. And first game we are on is actually going to be at 6:30 Eastern time, Fox Sports 1. Michigan State travels to Rutgers at Jersey Mike's Arena. At least Jersey Mike's has got a place, right? Rutgers 9-11 overall, 2-7 in the Big Ten. Times have changed since Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper were there last year. Michigan State 18-2, 8-1. Big cover for them on Saturday. Now playing on the road here Tuesday. This one's pretty simple for me. Michigan State is if they can shoot, they have a possibility of being a Final Four team. If they can't make buckets, they're not. They've won multiples in a row. You're looking at Rutgers comes in losing 3 straight, but they had a 40-point plus win over Maryland at home. They beat Oregon on the road by 16, beat Washington by 17 on the road, then destroyed Indiana at home before that. Northwestern, it's a little bit tighter game with Northwestern for the Sparties, but not a great shooting night either in that one. This one for us, all about the Sparty, is where we're starting off this game here. Minus 7.5 first half, 14.5 for the game. Next game up, and the game of the day at 7 o'clock Eastern time frame on Peacock. A lot of people are like, why do I need streaming services? Games like this are a big reason why. Nebraska, 20-0, 9-0 in the Big Ten, travels to number 3 Michigan. So we got a top 5 matchup here in Ann Arbor at the Chrysler Center. Michigan favored by 10.5. Now, we've analyzed this number all day on Monday trying to figure out where this 10.5 is coming from. And I know Michigan has more athletes. No question. I think Nebraska has just as many, if not shooters, in this one. I just think the 10.5 is too much. If this thing would have been 8.5, we probably would have stayed away from it. Total in this game, 155.5. We're all on the dog here with Nebraska to see if I don't know if they're going to win the game outright, but I do think this thing will be 5 or less and a couple of free throws at the end, so it ends up around 8. But And if they get hot enough from three land, they got a great chance on this one here. I'm not going to say they're definitely out. I wouldn't play it money line, but give me 10.5 points here. I think is a big lean for us. Nebraska plus 5.5 first half, plus 10.5 for the game. Next game up, Arkansas at Oklahoma. Arkansas was very disappointing on Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. Oklahoma's been god-awful in the SEC, 1-6, 11-9 overall. In Norman, Oklahoma at the Lloyd Noble Center here. Arkansas has played pretty well. I thought they were kind of make a run here in the SEC, maybe just hitting a stumble game here or there. They're still 15-5, 5-2 overall in the SEC. This one for us is Razorbacks. This line was 1.5 when we grabbed it. Now 2.5 at most spots. Total in this one, 166.5. So expecting some scoring. Do like the Hogs here in this one. Razorbacks -0.5 first half, -1.5 for the game. Next game up, 7 o'clock Eastern time frame as well. Virginia on the road in South Bend at Purcell Pavilion. Virginia facing Notre Dame. Notre Dame 11-9, 2-5 in the ACC. Virginia 16-3, 5-2 in the ACC. This is not your old Virginia team that would barely score 60 points. They definitely can put the ball in the basket. They are favored by 9.5, 141.5. Kind of a big number to cover on the road, but Nebraska is just that bad. Virginia -5 in the first half, -9.5 for the game. The next game up, Richmond VCU. Richmond coming in at 13-8, 3-5 in the Atlantic 10. At VCU, 14-6 overall, 5-2 in the Atlantic 10. This game here, once again, I thought the line was a shade big. 11.5 VCU is favored here. The Richmond Spiders are not making the tournament, but I don't know if VCU's they're probably going to get there, but man, this one on CBS Sports Network. This is a tough one here. Like I said, I just thought the line was too big here, so we've got to take advantage of the points. Richmond +6 in the first half, plus 11.5 for the game. The next game up, we go down to 7 o'clock Eastern time frame on ESPN Plus. Our local team, Arizona State, travels out to Orlando to face UCF. UCF at home has been more than solid. 15-4 overall, 4-3 in the Big 12. Arizona State 11-9, 2-5 in the Big 12. Arizona State has struggled some more. Like UFC quite a bit in this one, even though the line's 8.5, total 162.5. We like UCF -4.5 first half, -8.5 for the game. Next game we were on. We did look at that Syracuse, North Carolina State, but we're seeing a lot of those 10.5 lines. If that thing would have been, if you get it under 10, do like North Carolina State there, as Syracuse has definitely struggled in ACC, but we stayed away from that one. But 7 o'clock Eastern time frame, we are on this one. ESPN Plus in Akron at the James Rhodes Arena. Akron 16-4, 7-1 in the MAC. Toledo coming in 11-9, 5-3 in the MAC. There should be a ton of points. If you like offense, this is going to be a very good game to watch. Akron favored by 12.5, total 169.5, and that's what we're going to attack in this one is the total. Do like Akron Toledo over 87.5 first half, 169.5 for the game. We definitely expect that game to be actually played in the 180s. Next game up, if you haven't paid attention to this team, folks, make sure you pay attention come tournament time. I think they're going to make some noise. St. Louis at home, 8 o'clock Eastern time, ESPN Plus, hosting George Washington. St. Louis favored by 10.5, and I thought it was going to be closer to 12.5. So I feel like we get a couple free points here. Total 167.5. St. Louis, I think, rolls in this one. Got a good chance to win by closer to 20. St. Louis -5.5 first half, -10.5 for the game. Next game up that we are on, 8 o'clock Eastern time frame. ESPN Plus for this one as well. Indiana State travels to Chicago Credit Union One Arena to face UIC. Now, Indiana State has covered 5 or 6 consecutive games on the road. I understand that, but I do not like this matchup for them. I think UIC should be able to dominate them offensively. In this one, UIC 11-10, 6-4 in the Missouri Valley, though. We like University of Illinois Chicago on this one to cover the number at that 6.5. So give us UIC minus 3.5 first half, minus 6.5 for the game. Next game up, or that we are on, I guess I should say here. Let's see. Well, that game got moved around. So I'll give Kansas State, sorry, at 8:30 Eastern time. Kansas State travels out to West Virginia. So K-State held it close against Kansas till the last 5 minutes, and KU went on a 27-7 run, blew our cover there for the game. We covered the first half, but not the total. West Virginia 13-7 in overall, 4-3 in the Big 12. Kansas State comes in at a 500 record, 10-10, 1-6 in the Big 12. They have major issues when it comes. They can go cold stretches for 10+ minutes, it seems like, and against West Virginia and their defense. I expect more of the same in this one. West Virginia line is currently 7.5, 146.5. I thought it would be closer to 10. Give us West Virginia minus 4 in the first half, 7.5 for the game. Next game up, Purdue and Indiana in Bloomington. Indiana at home, 4-5 in the Big Ten, 13-7 overall. Purdue 17-3 overall and 7-2 in the Big Ten. They have a problem covering the number on the road. That's why this line is so low. Indiana has been complete garbage. I think they've had opportunities against better teams, and they have crumbled against better teams every time they've had the opportunity. So why not one more time here? Purdue minus 2.5 first half, 4.5 for the game. The next game we're on, Vandy and Kentucky. Vandy at home, 17-3. All three of those losses coming in the SEC as they are 4-3. Kentucky 14-6, 5-2 in the SEC. This is not the old Kentucky teams that were going to be winning the SEC easily. They've managed to get some wins here. They're 5-2 in the SEC. The teams they've won against have just been better. I do like Vandy, though. The number is 6.5 at home, 160.5. I think this game has an opportunity to go over, too, if you like offensive basketball. Not a bad one to watch here in this one, but do like Vandy to cover that number. Vandy minus 3.5 first half and 6.5 for the game. Next game up, 9 o'clock Eastern time frame. Miami of Ohio at home, laying their perfect record on the line against UMass. UMass comes in 13-8 overall, 4-5 in the MAC. Miami of Ohio 20-0, 8-0 in the MAC. They are the best team in the MAC. They've had some close games, though. They're favored by 9.5 in this one. Quite a few points here, but they are at home. They should be able to cover that number. The number we like better in this game, though, is going to be that total at 164.5. Miami can put up some points now. They can score they can put the ball in the basket, and we like that over 164.5. So over 84.5 first half, 164.5 for the game. That's going to wrap up all the college basketball games that we're on. There is a couple late games that have some interest that we'll be keeping our eye on for future down the road. Grand Canyon is one of those, plus 3.5. We looked at quite a bit. That Creighton game at 9:30 Eastern time frame as well. They are favored at Marquette. It's a game they should win, but Marquette normally gives them problems when they do go up there. So let's flip over to the NBA. And, like I said, the NBA has been a little crazy, and we should expect more craziness here on Tuesday night. 7 o'clock Eastern time frame. Trailblazers on the road at the worthless Washington Wizards. So Blazers 23-24 overall, 10-13 on the road. Wizards 10-34 overall, 6-15 at home. That Trae Young trade paying off dividends already. Right? So I don't know. But injury report. All right, there is a lot of guys here, so keep it in mind here. Evita for the Trailblazers, game time decision. Thibault out, Chris Murray out, Scoot Henderson out, and Reith going to be a game time decision for the Blazers. For the Wizards, Vucevic out. Belial has a chance to come back, game time decision. Chris Middleton, game time decision. Bagley is out, and of course, Cam Whitmore, a guy they got from the Rockets, who I really like, still out, going to be out for the season. Wizards 6-15 at home. They have not been fabulous anywhere, home or away, but 6 of their 10 wins are at home, right? So in this one here, Portland favored by 7.5, 6.5, 232.5 total. The one thing we've been making some money on is a lot of Drew Holiday props. He cashed for us again last night. They are coming off a back-to-back, but I still like them in this spot. We took the Blazers at 7.5 at plus money. Blazers -2 first quarter, 4 in the first half, 7.5 for the game. Bub Carrington under 5.5 assists. Keyshawn George, who started off the season so rocket hot and then got cold, and all of a sudden rebound and assist numbers have looked pretty good on him lately. Over 11.5 rebounds and assists. Drew Holiday, who we mentioned, over 15.5 points and rebounds, and we got a lot more on Drew Holiday coming in. Kamara, 13-plus points for the Blazers. Johnson for the Wizards, under 2.5 rebounds. We mentioned Keyshawn George again earlier, 6+ assists for him as well. Kamara, who we mentioned earlier, just on points. We're going points, assists, and rebounds at 20+ of those. Klingon, 14+ rebounds and assists. He'll probably get 12 to 13 rebounds. Need a couple assists to pop that one off. Kamara, 5+ field goals as well, plus money over on Hard Rock. Then we'll finish up with the player props. So we've got 4 more on Drew Holiday. Like I said, we're kind of Drew Holiday centric. Expect these should, if Evita doesn't play, all these numbers are going to go up. Just FYI. Holiday 21+ par, points, assists, rebounds. Holiday 12+ points. Holiday 17+ points and assists. Holiday 4+ rebounds, was plus money on FanDuel as well. Drew Holiday, excellent defender, as everybody's known for years. He went to Boston. He didn't get an opportunity to score too much. It's a little bit more centered around him. He's not the 4th or 5th option. You know, you're talking 1, 2, 3 option here in Portland, and expect good things from Drew Holiday in this game here. Next game up, 7:30 Eastern time frame. The Sacramento Worthless Kings and the New York Knicks. This one here, Kings coming in 12-35, 3-19 on the road. Knicks 27-18, 17-6 at home. Did have the best record in basketball at home for a while, but have fallen off, although they have won a couple straight. Injury report, nobody for the Knicks. For the Kings, Malik Monk, game time decision. Zach LaVine, game time decision. 2 big pieces of the scoring pie for them. Keegan Murray still out till February. The Kings have lost, 5 straight, and they've been getting destroyed except Cleveland. They lost by 23 to Detroit, even though the game was close till the second half. Lose by 5 to Cleveland, 13 to Toronto, 13 to Miami, 7 to Portland. The Knicks, on the other hand, have won 2 straight. They did demolish the Nets. The Nets scored 66 points in an NBA game. They should have been demoted to G League immediately. And then they did win at Philly by 3. It's not necessarily we really love this line at 13.5 as it's a monster, right? But the Knicks have been, the Kings have been so god awful. Sabonis is fine. You know, he's back. He's playing, but he's still not Sabonis of a year ago when he was 2 years ago, putting up monster numbers. The Knicks are favored by 13.5, 231.5 total. If you are scared a little bit of the number on the Knicks, I understand because it's a big number. The over is probably a pretty solid play as well. But we do like the Knicks laying the wood here. -3.5 first quarter, 7 in the first half, 13.5 for the game. Dennis Schroeder, 2+ threes, pretty good plus money over on FanDuel, so had to try to take advantage of that. He's hit it 4 out of his last 5. Miles McBride, 14+ points and rebounds. OG Anunoby, 3+ assists, another plus money play. Has cashed, I think, 6 out of the last 8. Domantas Sabonis, we mentioned, 2 first quarter plays here on Sabonis. 4+ points, so over 3.5. And then a big plus money one here, over 1.5 assists in the first quarter. And I apologize, I mentioned like crazy here. That's sizable plus money there over on Hard Rock. So one of those ones hard to pass up. Miles McBride, 11+ points. OG Anunoby, 19+ points and assists. Precious Achiuwa, under 5.5 points once again. The field goals wasn't there at 2.5 as it went down to 1.5, but we'll play the under 5.5 points. OG Anunoby, 2+ turnovers. He turns it over against everybody even when they can't play defense. Then we've got Sabonis, 11+ rebounds. Westbrook for the Kings, 2+ threes. DeRozan, pretty solid plus money here on 4+ assists as well. He's hit that in 6 out of his last 8 as well. Next game up, Bucks and 76ers. I apologize. The player props are not prevalent in this one. because, once again, Joel Embiid's game time decision. Giannis is out. Kevin Porter is out. Prince is out. Paul George and Embiid, they're, game time decision, it seems like every damn time in this one here. So we'll see if those guys are going to play. This one here, Philly did just come off an embarrassing loss to Charlotte. That was just gross. They lost to the Knicks previous to that. Did beat Houston at home by 6 in overtime. Lost to the Suns at home. Like, what the hell are they doing? Milwaukee, 18-26, 9-14 on the road. They're doing their best impression of a non-playoff team. The 76ers still hanging in the playoffs, 24-21, but 12-13 at home. The Bucks have lost 4 out of their last 5. Lost a close one to the second unit of Denver because everybody's out for them. They got smoked by OKC by 20. They did beat Atlanta on the road because Atlanta has trouble at home. A lot smoked by San Antonio, smoked by the T-Wolves. So they have not done too much as lately. They're bad, and they're even worse without Giannis, right? And the question remains every time we watch one of these games, is Giannis going to get traded? The line did open at 9.5, currently at 10.5. The 219.5 is where we're going to focus this one. Like I said, no player props yet. So if you're on the Discord, we might add some of those back. But we've got so many plays today, might just stay away as nobody wants to watch Bucks and the 76ers, right? Under 57.5 first quarter, 114.5 first half, 219.5 for the game. All right. Next game up. How about a little Pelicans and Thunder, 8 o'clock Eastern time frame. Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. Thunder 37-10, 20-4 at home. They have been a little disappointing, and they have a ton of guys on the injury list. Pelicans 12-36 overall, 5-17. That Derek Queen trade, if they end up losing the number 1 pick over that unprotected first round, it's going to be ugly in New Orleans. Let's give you a rundown. Like I said, there's a lot of guys on the injury list here. The Pelicans, only one guy, DeJounte Murray, who's missed the whole season so far. Late February is the earliest news we've got on him. For the Thunder, Caruso out. Carson Wallace, game time decision. Hartenstein still out. A.J. Mitchell still out. And Jalen Williams still out. So 4 key contributors for the Thunder are all out. Especially AJ. I really like what we're seeing with A.J. Mitchell too. So I hope he gets back quickly from that injury. But in this game here, like I said, we should see a lot of scoring. The Thunder, as of late, used to be some under games because defensively they hold everybody down. It hasn't been the case as of late. 233.5 total, 14.5 point favor for the Thunder. And let's go over, and some overs in this one here. So Thunders and Pelicans over 59.5 first quarter, 118.5 first half, 233.5 for the game. Trey Murphy over 8.5 rebounds and assists. He's hit this in 7 consecutive. Derek Queen, 21 plus par points, assists, rebounds combined. Missy off the bench for New Orleans, 6+ points. Jeremiah Fears, young rookie, 3+ rebounds. Zion, 8+ field goals. Queen, 12+ rebounds and assists. Without Hartenstein there, if Chet Holmgren's your major rebounder, you got some great opportunities to do so. SGA, 46+ par. The only thing we were concerned about this one for SGA is he going to play all 4 quarters? But they have not been blowing teams out. Fears, over 5.5 rebounds and assists. Still plus money on FanDuel for that one, by the way, as well. SGA, 2+ threes. Fears, 10+ points. Derek Queen, again, 8+ rebounds. Zion, 21+ points. Trey Murphy, 4+ assists. Sadiq Bey, 16+ points. And SGA, 8+ points in the first quarter. For all you guys that like playing the first quarter bets. It's like the first inning for baseball. Got to get in, get out, and move on, right? So I understand the first quarter plays. If they're available, we'll take them. We're just looking for some solid plays in there. But, it is the NBA. Weird stuff does happen all the time, right? What are you going to do? Especially here in this last since Christmas. Wow, has it been a little nuts. All right, next game up, Pistons and the Nuggets at 9 o'clock Eastern time frame. Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. The Nuggets 12-8 at home, 31-15 overall. Number one seed in the East coming in is the Pistons, 33-11, 14-6 on the road. When we check the injury report here, it's full of people once again. Caris LeVert's going to be out. He has illness still. He's not due back for a couple more days. For the Nuggets is where the injury list gets long. Cam Johnson out, Aaron Gordon out, and Christian Braun all out. Jonas Valanciunas, game time decision, and Peyton Watson, who's been putting up some numbers without all the stars for the Nuggets there, he is also a game time decision with the ankle. So in this game here, the Detroit favored by 6.5. They've struggled to cover the number. They finally covered a number at home. It took playing the Kings, though, the other night, as they had not covered 9 consecutive games at home before that. 6.5, 217.5 total is where we sit for a total currently. This line's came down already. I think this is going to be another under game as well. There's no player props really available before we recorded the show to put out, but could be some on the Discord channel for all of you out there that want to get that. Nuggets Pistons under 57.5 first quarter, 114.5 first half, 218.5 for the game in that one there. All right, let's get to the next one, shall we? You got it. Suns Nets, 9 o'clock Eastern time frame in Phoenix, Mortgage Matchup Center, or the Footprint Center, or the center here, center there. The Nets have been god-awful, 12-32, 6-15 overall. The Suns, probably my biggest surprise for the season where they're sitting, 27-19, 14-6 at home. They're 4 wins away from covering the 32.5 that they opened at. By the way, 4 season wins. But for them, Devin Booker still out till at least February 1st. That's kind of a killer for them. Jalen Green, who's played a couple games for him all season long, that trade that we got with Kevin Durant, still game time decision with the hamstring on that one. For the Nets, a lot of guys out. Highsmith out. Let's see here. Clowney out. And then you've got Traer, Martin, and Cam Thomas, all game time decisions. Cam Thomas has not been the same Cam Thomas. He looks like he's still hurt. But we do like it when he's in the lineup because he's been easy under, so to speak, on that one there. Phoenix favored by 8.5. One of the lowest totals of the season so far at 211.5. This thing did open at 213. It's definitely on the downward spiral there as both these teams struggle to score. We're staying away from the total. We'll play the Suns again, -2.5 first quarter, 4.5 first half, 8.5 for the game. Grayson Allen, 19 plus points. Grayson Allen, 27 plus par, points, assists, rebounds combined. Connor Gillespie, under 4.5 rebounds. Sharp for the Nets, 14 plus points and rebounds combined. Our favorite friend, Nick Claxton, another 7-foot guy that can't rebound the ball, under 21.5 par, points, assists, rebounds, under 7.5 rebounds. That cashed for us in multiple games here lately. Grayson Allen, 4+ assists. He's going to be in the starting lineup. Demon, under 3.5 assists. Dylan Brooks, over 5.5 rebounds and assists combined. Michael Porter Jr., under 3.5 threes. He's hit a 3 or 4 game skid here where he can't seem to score the basketball. Dylan Brooks, 22 plus points. All right, and then we're going to finish up the night with the Clippers, as they always like to be the last game of the night, right? Clippers and the Jazz on NBC and Peacock. This game in Salt Lake, where it's not an easy place to play. The main reason here is we're taking the Clippers is they all of a sudden are up to 21-24. They're in the play-in as it currently sit, 8-15 on the road. Jazz 15-31 overall. Still need 3 more wins for their season ticket for us. 10-14 at home, but they are missing a lot in this game. Let's get to the injury report. The Clippers are favored by 8.5, 231.5 total in this one. For the Clippers, Ty Washington, game time decision. Bogdanović still out. Kawhi Leonard, game time decision. That's a big one there. Chris Dunn, also game time decision as well. Derek Jones still out till February. For the Jazz, this is the big issue here. So Keontae George has been their best player all season long. He is out for rest on this one here. Kevin Love, game time decision. Lauri Markkanen again with the illness. I don't know what illness is going around in the NBA. Just tell him you're giving him rest. But Jusuf Nurkic, who's been really, really good, especially if you're playing fantasy basketball. Rebound and assist-wise has been terrific. He's also a game-time decision as well with an illness, and Nang's still out till at least February as well. Utah comes in losing 4 out of their last 5, and the Clippers have won 4 out of their last 5. The only blip in the radar was that game at Chicago where they got absolutely blown out of the water. They just beat Brooklyn by 40. They beat the Lakers by almost double digits. Tight one with the Wizards on the road. Tight one with the Raptors on the road. I just don't think Utah's basically got enough players to go around in this one, as they are missing, especially that Keontae George thing. I understand they have Isaiah Collier. Collier is not Keontae George. Keontae George is an all-star. If he doesn't get in, that's just because he plays for the Jazz, but he has been that good this season. We're on the Clippers here, minus 2.5 in the first quarter, 4.5 in the first half, 8.5 for the game. John Collins, 2+ 3-pointers made. Zubac, 26+ points and rebounds combined. James Harden, back to the turnovers again. 4+ turnovers is plus money on Hard Rock if you want to take advantage. Filipowski, under 13.5 points. I understand he's going to start. I still don't like him. James Harden, 8+ points in the first quarter. For all you first quarter players, that's probably one of my favorite first quarter plays of the night. Filipowski, under 21.5 points and rebounds. Zubac, 11+ rebounds. And then James Harden, who will be carrying the offensive load, especially if Kawhi's not in, 8+ field goals. All right, isn't that more than a mouthful for all those games? That is a ton of basketball to go over. Hopefully you guys got all those. We appreciate everybody showing up. If you like the content that you saw, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, tell all your buddies over on TikTok, whatever it is, share it with a friend, like, comment. We appreciate all of that. As we go on every episode that we drop. All of our episodes brought to you by Outlier. 7-day free trial of this, folks. It's the amount of data you get if you are just starting to get into sports wagering or you're really into it is absolutely insane. You get trends, you get all kinds of different sports as well. You're also going to get extra value bets where they feel the lines off, chances to take advantage of the line. Not only that, you're going to get percentages where the money's coming in on the books. There's all kinds to think up. Look on Outlier. They think you'll like it so much, they're going to give you a 7-day free trial. Link in the comments section and the YouTube channel page. Also, our Discord channel. So you can get all of our bets early. You can get all of our unit sizes. You can get material we don't put out for the public. All of that's going to be there on the Discord channel. Join a couple 100+ members that love doing the same thing you do. Sports wagering. Also, on days that we've had, like the last month's been real tricky for shows, and we haven't had a live show in quite some time, guess what? You're getting all that data in the Discord channel by getting in there. Even when we don't have shows, they're getting stuff in the Discord channel. So make sure you check that out as well. You'll find that link, comment section, or the YouTube channel page. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.